In the world of political strategy, one name stands out like no other: Niccolò Machiavelli. Often painted as the embodiment of ruthless, pragmatic power, his name is synonymous with cunning, manipulation, and Realpolitik. The Prince, written in 1513 and published posthumously, is his most famous work, offering insights into political power that have resonated for centuries. But why does Machiavelli's approach to power still captivate us? In an age where political leaders are constantly scrutinized for their decisions, Machiavelli's ideas continue to fuel debates about the ethics of leadership, the morality of Realpolitik, and the harsh realities of governing. His perspective forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about human nature, governance, and ambition. In this essay, we'll dive deep into how the Prince shaped the world of political theory, and how its enduring legacy challenges the ideals of leadership and power today. Welcome to the Unfolding Journey YouTube channel. If you've ever been intrigued by the complex world of politics, history, or the influential figures who shaped our present reality, you've found the right place. This channel is dedicated to exploring the stories, ideas, and philosophies that have molded our understanding of power, leadership, and the course of human events. Today, we'll embark on an intellectual journey into one of the most profound works of political theory, Niccolò Machiavelli's The Prince. Through this exploration, you'll gain insights into the nature of power, the strategic decisions that define successful rulers, and why Machiavelli's ideas continue to influence politicians and thinkers even today. Before diving into Machiavelli's ideas, it's essential to understand the historical backdrop in which he wrote The Prince. Born in 1469 in Florence, Machiavelli was a diplomat, politician, and philosopher during the Renaissance period. Italy was not the unified country we know today. Instead, it was a fragmented region consisting of city-states, each struggling for dominance. Florence, where Machiavelli worked as a civil servant, was a republic, but power struggles between families, like the Medici, shaped the political landscape. Machiavelli himself was deeply embedded in this political turmoil, serving as a government official until he was ousted in 1512 when the Medici family regained control of Florence. It was during his exile that he wrote The Prince, a treatise aimed at providing practical advice to political leaders, particularly rulers like Lorenzo de' Medici, on how to gain and maintain power in an unstable world. The political climate of Machiavelli's time was marked by constant conflict, shifting alliances, and the tension between republican ideals and authoritarian rule. This context of instability deeply influenced his views on leadership, and it is essential to keep in mind when evaluating the relevance of his advice today. At the core of The Prince is the idea of Realpolitik, a term that might be attributed to Machiavelli even though it wasn't coined until centuries later. Realpolitik emphasizes the pursuit of power based on practical considerations, rather than moral or ideological ideals. For Machiavelli, the ultimate goal of a ruler is not to act in line with religious or ethical norms, but to secure and maintain power. A leader should be willing to employ any means necessary, whether deceptive or violent, to achieve stability and control. This is perhaps best illustrated in Machiavelli's infamous claim that the ends justify the means. In his view, a ruler's success is measured by his ability to adapt to changing circumstances, and ruthlessness can sometimes be the best way to preserve the state. This concept was revolutionary at the time, as it diverged from medieval political thought, which often stressed the importance of moral virtue and divine guidance. Instead, Machiavelli's approach was grounded in a clear-eyed understanding of human nature and the unpredictable forces of politics. Three concepts stand out in Machiavelli's political philosophy: virtù, fortuna, and the role of the ruler. Virtù does not refer to traditional virtues like honesty or kindness, but rather to the qualities of boldness, decisiveness, and adaptability that a ruler must possess. According to Machiavelli, the successful prince is one who can shape events to his advantage, demonstrating strength and skill in times of crisis. A ruler with virtù is not passive or dependent on fate. He actively molds his destiny. Fortuna, on the other hand, represents the role of chance, luck, or fortune in human affairs. Machiavelli acknowledges that not everything is within the control of the ruler. However, he argues that a wise ruler will recognize when fortune is favorable and seize the moment, while also preparing for when fortune turns against him. It is the balance between virtù, human skill, and fortuna, chance, that makes a ruler successful in Machiavelli's eyes. These two forces, virtù and fortuna, work together to define a ruler's fate, but ultimately, the prince's ability to adapt and manipulate circumstances determines his success. The ruler must be pragmatic, calculating, and occasionally ruthless, understanding that politics is a game of survival where the stakes are high. Machiavelli's ideas were not simply academic. They had profound implications for the politics of his time and continue to influence modern political leaders. His work laid the foundation for the study of political realism, a school of thought that focuses on power and the pursuit of national interest, often at the expense of moral or ideological concerns. In the centuries following the publication of The Prince, political leaders in Europe and beyond began to draw on Machiavelli's insights. Figures like Napoleon Bonaparte, Bismarck, and even more modern politicians have embraced Machiavellian tactics in their pursuit of power. In fact, Machiavelli's ideas about leadership can be seen in the actions of many historical figures who prioritize stability, pragmatism, and control over idealism. In the modern age, Machiavelli's influence can be seen in the way politicians and statesmen navigate power dynamics. The use of media manipulation, strategic alliances, and calculated power plays reflects the principles outlined in The Prince. However, the term Machiavellian is often used with a negative connotation, implying deceit, manipulation, and a lack of moral restraint. Despite this, Machiavelli's work continues to be studied by political theorists and leaders alike, as it offers a blunt but effective guide to navigating the complexities of power. While The Prince may have been written in the 16th century, its relevance has not faded. In fact, in today's world of international relations, political intrigue, and power struggles, Machiavelli's advice remains strikingly pertinent. From the ruthless competition among global superpowers to the tactical decision-making in domestic politics, Machiavellian principles are at play in many aspects of modern governance. For instance, contemporary politicians often demonstrate Machiavellian pragmatism when making tough decisions, such as balancing between public opinion and political necessity, or leveraging alliances to achieve strategic goals. The idea of employing any means necessary to maintain power can be seen in the political maneuvers of leaders across the globe. However, The Prince also raises important ethical questions. In a world where democracy and human rights are celebrated, Machiavelli's advocacy for manipulation and opportunism challenges our conventional understanding of leadership. Is it acceptable to abandon moral principles for the sake of political gain? This tension between ethical governance and the harsh realities of politics remains a central debate. Niccolò Machiavelli's The Prince continues to be a cornerstone of political thought, offering insights into the often uncomfortable realities of power, governance, and leadership. Its legacy endures because it provides an honest, if cynical, examination of what it takes to rule successfully. Through the lens of Realpolitik, Machiavelli's work reveals that power is not simply a matter of idealism or virtue, but of pragmatism, adaptability, and sometimes ruthlessness. Whether admired or criticized, Machiavelli's ideas have had an undeniable impact on how we understand politics, leadership, and human nature. As we've explored today, The Prince is more than just a guide to securing power. It is a reflection of the complexities of the political world, a world where the pursuit of stability often involves difficult, morally ambiguous choices. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into Machiavelli's The Prince and its enduring influence on political power and Realpolitik, don't forget to subscribe to the Unfolding Journey YouTube channel. We've only scratched the surface of the fascinating political theories and historical figures that have shaped our world today. By subscribing, you'll join us on this intellectual journey, uncovering the stories and ideas that continue to influence modern life. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to bringing you more thought-provoking content soon.